What's happening, guys? We have the Spider tournament coming up. Stick around and I'll show you some comps, all levels, that will get you through this tournament, okay? So it's Telerian only. That means Bannerlords, High Elves, Sacred Order, and Barbarians, okay? Now there's couple of champions that could solo this for you from each of those factions, but that's not what we're looking for. We don't need to do any of that. What we can do is give you teams at different levels. So let's have a look. We're on the free to play account right now, okay? Guys, I'm doing account takeovers, and if you'd like to take advantage of that, click on the link below to join my Discord, alright? Now, I'm also going to be prioritizing people who have used my exclusive download link. If you want to use that and get yourself a free Karato Fox Hunter, all you gotta do is uninstall Telerian Play, click on the link below, set yourself up with a brand new account via a new email, and you play the tutorial, get yourself a free Karato Fox Hunter, and also get prioritized for account takeovers and reviews. Enjoy. Now, my free-to-play account, if we look at it, it's going to be slim pickings. And some of you out there are going to be the same, all right? It's just, you know, that's the life. That's the free-to-play life, guys, you know? So if we look at our factions, Bannerlords, High Elves, Sacred Order, and Barbarians, this is what I have for the free-to-play account, okay? So we have a couple of decent champions here. We have Armiger, who is a good pick because he has turn meter control and he has enemy max HP hit. So he's a good shout. We have, who else do we have? We have High Katoon, a free champion that everybody gets, who could be a good pick as well. Decrease speed, increase turn meter 15%, and increase speed. And she also decreases turn meter on all enemies by 15%. That can just give you that extra little breathing room versus all the spiderlings, okay? So all good there. We also have, if you picked her as your starter, I didn't, but I still managed to pull her, Aethel, who's pretty good, 75% chance of weaken on the boss, AoE that only has to be built to crit rate of 85% because she has an extra 15% and she has increased attack on there as well and an extra turn, okay? So enough talking about it, let's actually go into it and see what we can do, okay? This is, like I say, my free to play. The big one we have to call out here that nearly everybody should have, that has started recently in free to play. Nearly everybody will have picked up Alice, okay? So she will have a double hitter on the A1, triple hitter if there's any cooldowns. She will also have an AoE that increases the cooldown of all enemy skills, not relevant, but also reduces each target's turn meter by 15%, and if at least one of the target skills has its cooldown increased to the max, decreases the target's turn meter by 30% instead, okay? Then also has an ignore 20% defense on the A3 that will attack again if it kills the target, and we should have a big blessing for her so we can get Brimstone in there as well, or Soul Reap could be good as well, okay? So that's probably what I'm going to be looking at here, guys. Like, if we look at Spider, we're going to look at the free to play, we're going to look at normal, and we're going to look at the stages we can do with that. Then we're going to look at the more advanced stuff later on. We're going to look at doing hard Spider on the main account and see what we can do there, all right? Stage 10, we don't need to do super raids. We want to do our filter to be sure that we're not picking people that have that aren't in the Telerian faction. I have done it before, and it's that old measure twice, cut once thing, guys, okay? So I've done it before where I haven't done it this way and included somebody that I thought was in the faction and turned out not to be. I think it might have been, it was Sandlash Survivor, because I always think she is a barbarian, but she is in fact an orc, okay? So if we knock these guys all off here, it's going to show us what we actually have. So that's a good start there. Verges for keeping us alive, and then we'll have, I just throw in other people really. I could build up a few of these and they would do a good job, but with Alice, it's going to be grand. She's going to go with her A2 quite a bit, and that's all we need for killing the spiderlings. So there we go. all spiderlings dead. We have Selenia, Night Cloak as well there, so we have a little bit of HP burn going on there as well. But all we need to be doing here is knocking down the spiders and clearing the waves. Now, other tip I have for you here is, you seen what stage I went in on, right? So that was stage 10. Because of a glitch in the matrix, it might be a glitch, it might just be that's the way it was coded. There is a way higher chance of getting level 5-star accessories from stage 10 than there is from anywhere else. Okay, it's far and above it. Now, they're still low rarity, or can be, but the chances of getting them is way higher, and that means that stage 10, if you can't reliably farm further up for points for a tournament specifically, doesn't work as well in events, but for a tournament, which this is, you're going to get huge points relatively from farming this rather than farming higher stages potentially. So you could actually go to higher stages here from 10, so it's 12 energy. If you go to 11, which is still 12 energy, you're getting less points per energy for the tournament. I think you have to go up to level 17 to actually match the points that you were getting at level 10. Now, we've seen how easy 10 was, so that will actually fly you through the tournament, okay? Now, you may run out of your auto battles or whatever, but your energy return on stage 10 is going to be as good as anything up to stage 17. Now, I don't think I can even full auto stage 17 with this team, but let's see. The test will be, can I kill the spiders or not with Alice? Okay, not in one blow. So I actually could do it previously because I had her built with Soul Reap, and that's where Soul Reap comes in really, really handy, okay? It's finishing off those that you don't just get killed quite as quickly as you would have wanted. So Selenia getting the HP burn out there is quite nice. Now, if we did get the spider down here, it'd be touch and go, because the thing people tend to forget about the spider is it gets stronger over time. It gets a huge boost of damage every time you kill, or every time it kills a spiderling. So every spiderling it devours, its attack and crit rate. Oh, it doesn't show it there. Yeah, she heals by 3% of her max HP, and her attack goes up by 10% as well. So that's the part that people tend to forget, is that her attacks get stronger as well. So that's why you can be doing really well against Spider and just go, yeah, it's slow, but it'll get there. And then all of a sudden it just wipes out your team. It's because she has fed on so many Spiderlings that her attack is now functioning at 300% and just wipes out your team. Okay, so this won't do it. We won't win here. She'll never kill Vergis here, I don't think, but we aren't going to get the W here. So we'll come out of that and we'll switch over to the main account, and we'll look at doing some of the hard stages with Telerian only champions. And who knows, Alice actually could be in there as well. All right. Okay, so we're on the main account now, and I'm actually even filtering out anything that I don't have at 6-star. So we have Bannerlords, High Elves, Sacred Order, and Barbarians. And it's a little bit different than on the free-to-play account. That's just my 6 stars fully ascended. Okay, so we've a couple of ways we can do this actually. One thing that could be quite nice for hard mode might be something like this. Now, and I know this is a bit cheeky, but in hard mode, we could, the way to a spider's heart, no, the way for killing the spider is counterattack. Okay, so you could do something like this. Where are we? We have to filter them here as well. No use just doing it in the other place. And faction, Bannerlords, High Elves, Sacred Order, Barbarians. If you have Venus and Cupidus, you could do something cheeky like this and just let them counterattack the spiders to death. This should work. We'll see. We'll see. Do we have enough damage is the thing. Yeah, we need them probably to kill or to hit Cupidus more so than Venus. Yeah, they'll get their counterattacks in now. But it's really going to be whatever is killing spiderlings. So I know one that's a really great shout for it is Tor. So Tor is going to provide nearly everything you need. He has the big nukes, he has decreased speed, he has stun, he has the extra damage mechanic after attacking with both of his AoEs. Actually, with spiderlings, it's going to trigger earlier as well, so that's really good. But you can see we have the spider then nearly dead with these as well, and that's just abusing their A1 and the counter-attack mechanic. So we didn't quite pull it off, which is unfortunate. We could put a reviver in there and that would do it. We could definitely look at putting in the likes of any reviver really that would do the job here. Let's see, we could go with Lady Noelle. We could go with quite a few options. But let's get serious. Let's get this done, okay? So let's take this apart. Let's look seriously at the options we have, because we do have some great epics here as well. Now, looking at this, if we want to get it done, we can look at Odin, we can look at Thor, and we can look at Alice, we can look at Karl would actually be a great shout, more so for normal spider. Karl is actually probably one of the best, because we have the freeze, which is great for controlling the spiderlings. We have the decreased speed, which is great for controlling the main spider, and this is a single hit on this one. But he also steals 100% of the target's turn meter and places a 30% increased speed buff on this champion for 3 turns. So him on his own would be just the best shout, okay? He is really, really good, and then is able to AoE freeze the spiderlings. So you can use him on any of the normal stages. Of course, you can't steal turn meter from the spider in hard mode, so that's a little bit of a different kettle of fish, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about some of these, and then we're going to do it, okay? We also have we mentioned Thor, we mentioned Alice as really good options. Odin as well as a really good option, because he has the AoE stun and the big nuke. That would again be more so better for normal mode, up to 20, because with the nuke on the A3, he can potentially one-shot the spider, so that is definitely something to look out for. You could even team him up with an OG there in Septimus, who would be really good, has the enemy max HP nuke as well, and he can potentially one-shot the spider up to level 20, okay? After level 20 dungeons, max HP hits are capped at 10% of the boss's health. You can't scale above it, so just be aware of that, alright? Now, we also have Hoskarul, who is extremely good at controlling the spiders and with the AoE stun. We have Tyrell for the turn meter steal and the decreased attack. We have Deacon for the turn meter boosting, the decreased defense. We have lots of really good options. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put together a team and we're going to just blitz through it all. Of course, you can't forget Arbiter. Arbiter can this do it? Are these champions even built? I don't know. But let's just click start. It is stage 6 hard. Let's see if they can do it. So we have our damage increase. We've Hammer of Heaven there and the extra damage coming out straight away. And we see we have a big chunk of the spider gone already. He'll go in with his A1 and the spider's after getting an attack off. That's okay, because I think the balance of speed is on our side. We have the turn meter fill again. There's another nuke and another big chunk of the spider's health gone. Now the thing here will be, I think Alice is maybe the weak link here. I'm not even sure if she's built, guys. I'm not even sure if she's equipped. So Thor is your man for this. He really is. Now we need to get a revive out from Arbiter, and we'll get a turn meter boost, and we'll get them all nuked again. And you can see how well Thor is able to bring all of these down. And then you have a soul reap. That's bye-bye, good night, sweetheart. Now, why is Thor so good? You've seen it in action there, guys. We have his A1, which attacks one enemy 2 times, has a 20% chance of repeating the attack. Each hit decreases the target's turn meter by 10%. Doesn't work on hard, does work on normal, okay? Then we have attacks all enemies. Basically, when he attacks, the damage increases per enemy. It doesn't AoE. It goes from the first he hits and escalates up to the last he hits, up to 100%. Now, we then have this, which is a self buff, and so increase attack, increase crit damage, and places decreased speed on all enemies for 2 turns as well, as attacking and wiping out all the enemies. But the reason he's so effective at wiping out the enemies is not because of those attacks. Well, it is partially. It's because of his thunder meter, thunder counter, sky rupture, thunder stack. That's what it is. So every time this champion deals damage, increases the thunder counter by 1 and it stacks up to 10. So every time he deals damage, underline, highlight, that's the important point. So when you have a full bevy of spiders out, he's hitting the main spider, all of the spiderlings. That's filling up the stack straight away, okay? Now what happens is each thunder stack increases damage by 3%, so he's getting more damage with that, but once it reaches 10, he does another AoE attack, which is this: attacks all enemies and places a stun debuff for 1 turn and resets the thunder counter back to 0, okay? So whenever he does either of these attacks with a full complement of spiderlings out, he immediately attacks again and wipes out all the spiderlings. That's 30% of the boss's health gone, and yeah, that's why he's so effective, okay? Now, what is my build like? Is it insane? It's not insane. It's not. It is. He does have a 5-star blessing, which hopefully everybody that got him at the time was able to get his soul as well, because he is incredibly good. So 7,500 attack. That's pretty high. Now I have to say that is pretty high. 254 speed, full crit rate, 270 crit damage, and then whatever accuracy and resistance he landed on, basically, is what I happen to have there. Now, he has Nature's Rat on there. For this specifically, I would probably go with either Brimstone or Soul Reap. I think Soul Reap would be my preference for this, because even if you fell short of doing the damage, the Soul Reap could proc and finish off the spiderlings and also finish off the boss. Now, you've seen Alice's one popping up and finishing off the boss there as well. So that is a very, just even Arbiter and Tor. If you can't get by with Arbiter and Tor, you can get some support in there in the way of Deacon. I did not do that right. You could get Deacon in there to provide Leech for you. You could get another healer in to provide more sustainability. Raglan is great, but a void champion. Let's see, you could pair it up with Yakarl, as mentioned, but that's more for normal spider. You could go with Lady Noelle to provide the crowd control, the revive, the block buffs. We have the heal on this as well. If you have Sir Nick as well, obviously that's going to be exceptionally good, and decreases the enemies of, or the turn meter of the guys under freeze as well. Turn meter fill rate, rather, their speed. Cardinal, obviously great for reviving. Alika is another fantastic nuker. So actually, does anybody else think she looks a little bit like Cameron Diaz in that thing there? She always gives me Cameron Diaz vibes, but she's a great nuker. Both single target and AoE. Again, we have Armiger being a great pick, more so again for normal. But listen, that's what I'm thinking, guys. That is, in my opinion, a good way to approach it. For ally attack, Farrakhan the Fat as well. But there's huge amount of options here. Alice and Tor being 2 recent champions that people definitely would have gone for. Yakarl is the one that people will be able to aim for. Now, he's not built at all there. I wonder, let's have a quick look at what he's looking like here, and maybe I'll throw him in on 20 and see how he does. Okay, so he's missing a load of gear, okay? So let's see what we can do here. I'll cut and I'll pull him in a build, and we'll go from there, okay? Okay, we're back. We have Yakarl built. We're doing stage 20, and we're just going to let him run in auto. Okay, so he's getting in there, he's putting the decreased speed on the boss, he's freezing all of the spiderlings, and he's going again. War Master is going to do a lot of work for us here, and the reason for that is we're going kind of old school here, guys. So we are going with Lifesteal as his set, okay? So you can see he is controlling the spiderlings. He's controlling the big spider's turn meter. He has decreased speed on there, and he's working his way down through the spider's energy. Now, as long as we can stay on top of all that, you can see we're stealing the turn meter, he's not going to get a turn. But it is not going to be super fast either, guys, so you do need to let it run, and he'll top himself back up there, give himself unkillable, remove all of the turn meter again, and he's going to keep going through that cycle. And as long as we have him at the right pace to always control the spiderlings and reduce the boss's turn meter, we're not going to have any trouble. And that's how he can solo the boss. Now, that's soloing with Yakarl, okay? If we were to put the likes of Deacon in here, okay, Yakarl's going to get more turns, you're going to have leech on the boss, you're going to have decreased defense on the boss as well, okay? So that will accelerate this a hell of a lot, all right? But you get the picture there. You can see the control that he brings, and what we're going to do is we're going to come out of this, and I'll go through the build with you there as well. Now, one thing that is vitally important, War Master is a much. If you don't have War Master on him, that will take way longer, and he will get killed. You need the War Master proc for him to heal up his energy there. You can see that after the attacks, that he needs that big boost from War Master to fill up the energy bar, especially when he's only attacking the big spider. If he's able to nuke the spiderlings, that will do it, but if it falls on the wrong part of the rotation, you need the big heal from the spider to get that energy bar back up. Now, we did get one heal from the spider there, so I need to increase his speed just by a fraction. So one or two what you call them, glyphs on him, and he's going to be much better. So look, we'll cancel out of this because you get the picture, and we'll look at the build there. And like I say, even putting the likes of, everybody's going to get Arbiter. You can put Arbiter with him, you can put Deacon with him, you could build him more nuky and put somebody on to help him with survivability. But there's absolutely loads of options for Telerians to get the spider down. Even Lysandra there is going to be really good at helping out with spider. But from the recent picks, you go with Alice, you go with Tor, you go with Yakarl, you go with Arbiter herself, and we mentioned Deacon as well. And sure, let's look at what this does, because this would be an entirely different kettle of fish. So we have two, was Tor a fusion or was he a free champion? He was a fusion, part of the Asgard divide. We have an epic in Deacon, we have Arbiter, who everybody will be working towards, we have Yakarl, who's a free champion, or you should be working towards if you don't have him, and we have Alice, who was a login champion only a short while ago. And you can see they just bust through all the spiders here. Now, if this was actually hard spider, we'd probably have more health gone from the boss already, and that's because the damage on the boss there comes from killing the spiderlings themselves, okay? But you can see how the damage here is scaling a hell of a lot quicker than in the other way we were doing it, okay? And you can see the boss is nowhere near getting a turn, because we have some turn meter control from Tor, we have some from Yakarl, we have some from Deacon, we have boost from Arbiter and increase defense, and weaken on the A1 as well, don't forget that. And then we actually have turn meter control on Alice as well on the A2, which is not to be forgotten as well, but it is kind of overlooked amidst all her skills that she has turn meter control on the A2 as well. So you can see we're probably going to get a sub 2 minute one, will we? Depending on if we get a Soul Reap proc, I think. If we had Tor and Soul Reap as well, we definitely get it sub 2 minutes, but it depends when Alice gets her turn. If she gets a go now, we might get the spider down low enough to proc Soul Reap. Here we go. We didn't get it. We didn't get the proc, so we'll have to kill him the old-fashioned way. But hey ho, that's what happens when you just throw a team together to showcase stuff like this. So once we get the final blow, we will show our Yakarl build, and we'll go from there, okay? We don't want to edit team, we just want to get out of there. That always annoys me, that you have to have energy to do nothing. Now, so let's go by recently used first. Yakarl, we have him in lifesteal and broken set, actually a good bit of Slayer in there. If we had one more piece of Slayer in there as well, because he has 3 pieces there, if we had one more piece of Slayer, we'd actually get the set bonus for turn meter fill from AoE attacks, and that would help him out massively as well. So looking at this, 250 speed, 6k attack, lots of crit damage there as well, and I have resistance and accuracy as well. So that's extremely good. If you don't have stats that high, you have to put him in amidst a team that can help him survive, okay? Because he won't be able to do it on his own. So any reviver from that faction will do. If we look at the faction and we look at revivers, there are a good few options. So we all just filter it, positive effects, and we go for revive. And look, we have loads. We've Cardinal, we've Lady Noelle, we have Syl of the Drakes, who's a great champion, and I never even thought about her. She'd be healing every turn. She would be stunning, she would be decreasing speed, she'd revive an ally protect, and heals by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. So we even have Jamarsa, and then we're into the likes of the bigger guys like Arbiter and Raglan and a few others. But there is loads of options there for survivability, guys, so don't be stuck. Listen, let me know what you thought there. My picks, 100% Tor, Yakarl, Alice, and we have great then support in Arbiter and the buddies as well, Deacon being great. So let me know what you're doing and how you're going to fly through this spider tournament, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.